you're all well. Today is, well, it's currently 53 minutes past 11 on Saturday 21st of December. So from the title you will have already guessed what this is going to be, but I'm doing a 36-hour readathon. Now I know that's a really random number, there is a reason why it's only 36 hours. So this evening I've been out with my family for like our family business works do for a meal and stuff, so I couldn't really start this any earlier than like midnight. I could have done in theory because I was home for like 9:30, 10 o'clock, but I wanted to do it from midnight, so I couldn't really do it any earlier than when I've decided to do it for tonight. And then on Monday I'm going out meeting some of like my girlfriends to do present swap and stuff, so I think I'll be doing that around like 5-6 o'clock, so I can't really run this through till like midnight Monday evening, so I can't do it as a 48-hour vlog. And I always feel like 24 hours is great, but I've done a 24-hour vlog already at this point, so I wanted to do something a bit longer, and I thought 36 hours would be perfect. So I'm running from midnight tonight, which is like Saturday night, Sunday morning, if that makes sense. I never know which way round that goes. Is it midnight Saturday night or midnight Sunday morning? I'm not sure. Either way, you know which time zone I'm on about, right through till midday Monday afternoon. So I'm very excited. Not only am I doing this, but I've asked my friend Siobhan as well if she would like to take part. We can message to and from as we're going through anyway, because we are partway through a buddy read, so I just thought it would be perfect for her to get involved as well. She's totally down, which is always cool. So we are doing a 36-hour readathon. So if her video's already up at the point I put this up, please check the link down below. If you're watching this like way after I've already put this up, just check down below, I'll put the link in anyway. So I have a huge fucking list of books here because I do this every time. If you know me or if you've seen my videos before, you will know what I'm like. My TBR videos are just ridiculous, and then when I do these readathon videos, or the 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever I decide to do, they're always a ridiculously long list. I like to have options. I am becoming more of a mood reader, and I think that's because of everything I've been through this year, like my depression and anxiety kicking off and everything. I think sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to read that book that I should be reading now, I want to read this instead. So I like to give myself lots of options, which is what I'm doing. But I'm also at a point where this week in itself I haven't done a great deal of reading. I've had like 3 books I've wanted to get through. I've ended up ditching my vlog for this week because I've done no fucking vlogging because I've done no reading. So there are a lot of books on my TBR still that I need to sort of get to. So what I'm planning on doing this week and in this 36-hour readathon, I'll just go through the books and tell you what my plan is. So the first book is to read Escaping from Houdini by Kerry Maniscalco. I am already partway through this. This is the buddy read that I'm doing with Siobhan at the moment. So we decided the other day that we were just going to get into this. We were going to wait till January, but we just couldn't because we freaking love this series so much. So we're just reading them back to back now. So we are I am currently on page 292, which is chapter 28. So I'm planning on reading Saturdays and Sundays pages as soon as midnight hits, which actually I might be a bit past midnight because 56 minutes past 11 now. So I'm planning on reading this straight away. I am listening to it on audio. The audiobooks for these are fantastic, I do recommend them. So I only have 2 hours and 6 minutes left. Well, I've got 4 hours and 13 minutes left, but I listened to it on ×2, so I've worked out 2 hours and 6 minutes ish. I have totally done this with all of the books I'm picking on my TBR, so please excuse my nerdiness. I like to be organised. So yes, I'm planning on reading this first. So I want to get this finished. Then I am also partway through Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. So Escaping from Houdini I started on Tuesday, just so you're aware. Queen of Nothing by Holly Black, I started this, I think it was like Wednesday, but I didn't get very far into it at all. So I've smashed quite a bit out today just to sort of give myself a bit of a boost. But obviously I've not recorded that, so soz. So I'm currently on page 150-ish. So I'm here at the point where it says book 2. Yes, I do have a Wicked King bookmark in here because I don't have a Queen of Nothing one. So I'm about halfway through. So I have about 5 hours left on the audio, which is 2.5 hours because I'm listening to it on ×2. So again, I'm planning on reading this before I even think about going getting any sleep. So with that in mind, that's 2.5 hours, that's sorry, not 2.5 hours, that's 4.5 hours. So it's going to be at least half or 4:45 before I get any sleep tonight. I had a nap earlier though, so I'm totally fine. I've got lots of munchies, lots of Pepsi Max, and I have my tea as well. So the next book I would like to read is The Last Wish, which I don't own a copy of. I've got the audiobook. So that I haven't started. So it's 10 hours 15 minutes long on audio, which I am going to be listening to the audio obviously, which it works out about 5 hours 7 minutes. I reckon I'm going to be able to finish that. I want to read this because I really want to watch the series that has just started on Netflix for The Last Witcher. So I think, is it called The Last Witcher? I think it is. The Witcher, I don't know what it's called. It's got Henry Cavill in it anyway. I really want to watch it, but I want to read at least the first book in the series so that I've got some semblance of what's going on first. I'm planning on reading that this weekend, so hopefully I will get through that as well. We'll see. But yeah, 5 hours 7 minutes, it's not that long. I will explain some of the stuff that I've got to do this weekend, so it's not that difficult for me to do. Then I want to get to Midnight at the Electric, because we're all sick of seeing this book at this point, by Jodie Lynn Anderson. I have been reading this for several months now. I'm no further on than I was the last 79 times that I told you where I was. So I'm on page 100. I'm here. I have 157 pages to go, so I'm not quite at the halfway point, but I really want to finish this weekend. Like 1,000,000%, it is a priority for me, so I really want to get to that. And then I'd also like to finish The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. I started reading this in summer, just didn't finish it off. I'm on page 148. I am here. And I have 187 pages to go. So again, not quite midway, but this is one of those that doesn't take too long to get through, because like one chapter's an interview, then another chapter's telling you about what happened, and then the next chapter's an interview, vice versa. So it would be nice just to get to the end of this now, because I'm sick to fucking death of seeing it. I just want to get rid of it. So there might come a point where I actually DNF this, but we'll see. I'm not particularly enjoying it, which is why I haven't gone back to it. Then to break things up a little bit, I've got a middle grade, which is Christmas Stories by Enid Blyton. This does have a Sainsbury's £3.99 sticker on it. I am struggling to get it off. Thanks Sainsbury's. I've just picked this up actually from Sainsbury's. I needed something Christmassy on my TBR, because obviously it's Christmas next week, and I really wanted something Christmassy. So with this being a middle grade, this is a collection of short stories, but with it being middle grade, it'll be really easy to get through, and I just thought it'd be nice to break up the extremely ridiculously fantasy TBR that I have going on here. Then I have, this is where it gets a little bit silly and almost redundant. It gets a bit stupid, because I'm like then getting to myself to a point where instead of then wanting to finish books, I'm getting to a point where I want to get to a certain point in a book and then continue with a different book, where I could just finish that book and then just move on. You'll understand what I mean in a minute. Kings of the Wild. I've started this a while ago by Nicholas Ames. Actually, it might be a week or two ago that I started this. Really enjoying it so far. I'm currently on page 99, so I'm here. I have Luke in there just chilling. So my aim with this, obviously I'm not going to get it finished, well I could get it finished if I didn't want to read something else. So my aim with this is to get to page 303, which seems like a really random number, but it's approximately halfway through. Well, actually no, it's way over halfway through the book. It means that there is, I don't know how many pages there'll only be left, but there is 492 pages in this, so it means that there'll only be 190 pages left to go. Does that make sense? So if I can get to this point, I'll only have 192 pages left to go. In order to do that, it's 7 hours and 12 minutes on the audiobook, which is 3 hours 36 minutes for me, because I'm on ×2. So there's that. And then there is Muse of Nightmares, which I started earlier on this year by Lenny Taylor, and I got a bit further on than this, but I was halfway through a chapter, so I've gone back. So I got to page 87, so I'm here, chapter 11, and I have split this up into parts. So this is done in several different parts. I think it goes up to part 5. Yeah, but I want to get to part 3, which gets me to here in the book, which is approximately halfway through. Page 237 it will be, and that will, I don't know how long that will take me to do, because again I'm listening to this on audio. I don't know how long it'll take me to do, but it's only that much, so it shouldn't take me too long, but we'll see. But can you see what I mean? The time that I'm spending getting to part 3 on this, I could just finish this. Does that make sense? So I know it seems a bit silly, but I really want to finish both of these books this month. So if I can get myself to like past or up to halfway point in either, like both of these books, it means that over the next couple of weeks before the year finishes, I can finish them easier. They don't seem as intimidating if I've got past halfway, if that makes sense. There are reasons as to why I do these things. They make, there's method in my madness, they make sense in my head. That's my madness. It's now 5 past midnight, so I should get cracking. But yes, so we're gonna go straight into Escaping from Houdini. So I'm gonna put some ASMR videos on YouTube, because I've just been watching Read by Zoe's video, Controlling My Dad's Reading, and then I went back and watched Dad's favourite books. I just think they're so cute, her and her dad. They're absolutely adorable. So yeah, I just wanted to watch that before I started this vlog. So yeah, I'm gonna go and read Escaping from Houdini. I will keep you up to date throughout my 36 hours, and yeah, I think by the looks of things Siobhan's gonna do the same thing. Yeah, I think she's gonna pick up Escaping from Houdini and then go on to The Book Thief, so, and then move on from whatever she's decided from there. She's got a pretty hefty TBR like mine. Not as, I don't know if there's necessarily as many books as there is on mine, but she's got one that's a really big book. So we're both, you know, trying to get through our TBRs before the year's out, and I thought this would be a really nice idea to do that. So I better get cracking because it's already gone midnight. I should have started this vlog a little bit earlier. In fact, I didn't think it was going to take this long to get through it, so we'll see. I'm comfy, I've got my PJs on, I've got a hoodie on, I'm going to stick the fire on, I've got pop, I've got munchies, marshmallows. I'm going to go. Bye for now. Currently 20 past 2 AM and I just finished my first book, which is cool. So I just finished Escaping from Houdini by Kerry Maniscalco. I think I had, how many pages did I have left to read? 160 pages left to read. So I listened to it on audio, which has taken me like 2 and a bit hours because I did stop it at one point and nip upstairs to get a couple bits. But yeah, I finished it. So I think I'm going to give this one 4.5 out of 5 stars. So I think the first 2 I definitely gave Hunting Prince Dracula, yeah, Hunting Prince Dracula 5 stars. I think I gave Stalking Jack the Ripper 5 as well, but I've given this one 4.5. I did find myself sort of drifting in and out of the story a bit more than I have with the others, but I did still love it. I think the other thing as well that's bothered me a little bit, this may or may not be a little bit of a spoiler, but in fact it is. So just skip this little bit if you don't want to be spoiled for this, but the romance between Thomas and Audrey Rose sort of takes a little bit of a turn for the worse in this, and I don't like that. So I like how it ended in the end, but during it, it really bothered me. It really stressed me out, so that sort of knocked it down a little bit. Like, I know it's part of the story and that's the whole point, but I didn't like it. It upset me. So yeah, that's my first book down. So I went on to Goodreads while I was reading that to see if there was anything to say that there was another one going to be coming out, because I know that there is Capturing the Devil as well, which is the last one in this series so far. But I went on to see if there was anything else coming out, like if there was any lineups or anything for a 5th book in the series. And I actually found out that there is a 3.5 book, so this is book 3. But there's a novella in between book 3 and book 4, which is the Capturing the Devil book, and it is Becoming the Dark Prince. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. So this is a Stalking Jack the Ripper novella, and it's 64 pages long. So I'm going to read that now while I am still like in this world. So I'm going to read this now on my Kindle. Obviously there isn't like an audio, it's not a physical book, it's just a Kindle novella. Only cost 99p, but I've messaged Siobhan to let her know as well. She's downloaded it, so when she finishes Escaping from Houdini, she's going to read this as well. And then I will go on to Queen of Nothing and try and finish this before I go and get some kit. I am starting to get a bit tired. I'm flagging already. I did have a nap earlier on before I went out for food with my family, so I was hoping that would help me a little bit more, but I'm starting to flag a little bit, but we'll see. So it's 23 minutes past 2 now, and I shall go and read this and come back to you and let you know what I thought. So I shall see you in a bit. It's 5 to 4. I just finished Becoming the Dark Prince by Kerry Maniscalco. It was really good. Excuse me, as you can see, the tiredness is kicking in. Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I've given it 5 stars actually. It's told from Thomas Cresswell's point of view, and it really is the book between Escaping from Houdini and Capturing the Devil. So this follows Thomas Cresswell actually part way through Escaping from Houdini, so you get his side of things. Whereas obviously from in these books you're getting Audrey Rose Wadsworth's side of things, so you actually get part of the story from Escaping from Houdini from Thomas Cresswell, which is really nice. I do love it when they do that, because sometimes you just don't know what the person's thinking or why they've acted in a certain way, and you've not got their side of things, so you're not sure why that has happened that way. But it was really good. It was quite a romance heavy base novella, which I really enjoyed, because I'm obsessed with the romance between Audrey Rose and Thomas Cresswell. So yeah, I just really loved it. I enjoyed it so much. I'm getting really tired and I don't know what to do now. So obviously we're coming up for 4 o'clock, so we're 4 hours in, and I can't decide whether to pick up Enid Blyton's book, which is Christmas Stories. There's like 25 short stories in here. Yeah, 25 stories. I might make a tea actually. Can't decide. I'm very indecisive now because I'm getting tired. I also forgot to tell you what my plans were for the rest of this weekend. I remember that I said I was going to do that and then I didn't. So tomorrow, well today, because it seems it's 4 o'clock, I actually have no plans for the rest of Sunday. So literally not a single plan. I don't need to go out. I bought some food in so that I can eat for the day, which is great because I haven't been doing that recently. So I can eat for the day, I don't need to go out. I am thinking though, so long as, depending upon whether, which is it's fine at the moment, but depending upon whether I might go for a walk, because if I sit in too long I do start to get a migraine, so I need to be careful and just a bit mindful of that. So I might go out for a walk, take my headphones and listen to an audiobook. When I do that, I think I'll probably have a bath tomorrow as well, which will be nice because I can read in the bath then. So my entire day is literally going to be reading, but I may have a break at some point, maybe to watch a film, just to give myself a bit of a break, or just do intermittent breaks and catch up on some booktube. We'll see, just so I don't get too headachy. I'm not sure, we'll see how that goes. Monday, obviously, I've already mentioned I'm out about 5 p.m. to go and see some friends, so but other than that I've no plans on Monday, so I can read straight through till midday. So obviously I want to get up reasonably early on Monday so that I've got decent reading time, because obviously after midday then I can nap if I need to, if I'm really tired. So I think that's my plan. I need to wrap Christmas presents, the house needs tidying, I need to actually sort out my birthday presents, they're all still under the tree, so I need to sort those out. I actually could do with filming just a short vlog as well for, I think that's the 23rd, if I'm correct in remembering my Vlogmas videos. But yeah, those are just general things that I need to do, that I can listen to audiobooks while I'm doing them, so that's really good, because obviously I have a lot of audiobooks on here that I want to get through. So yeah, 2 books down, 4 hours in, 2 books down. I'm not doing too bad. I think The Dark Prince was 64 pages, so I'm now 224 pages in, so that's pretty good. 2 books down, 224 pages, so I'm not mad. I don't know how many pages I'm going to get read this weekend. I'm not sure. It'd be nice to get over 500 obviously, but I don't know, it'd be nice to hit 1,000. If I could hit 1,000 pages in 36 hours, that'd be sick. But we'll see. I don't know. See how it goes. Right, I'm gonna go and make a tea, I think. Afternoon. It's Sunday afternoon. It's not too late into the afternoon. It's not like I've only just got up. So it's now 1:30 in the afternoon. I've just made a brew and a pot tart because I'm starving. I've been awake since 10, so I went to bed about 6 and I woke up at 10. I potted about on Twitter and Instagram, just catching up with notifications and stuff till about 11, and then I picked up Queen of Nothing, which I finished about, I think it was about 12:15. So I finished this now. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. There isn't anything fundamentally wrong with it that I disliked. I just don't have that feeling of wanting to give it 5, if that makes sense. I really enjoyed it. I loved it, in fact. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a really good, not end, but bringing the story to an end and the series to an end. I thought it was really, really great. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Obviously, I can't say too much because it's the 3rd in the series, but I enjoyed it. It was good. So I give it 4 out of 5 stars. So this actually counts for one of my prompts for the Winter Magical Readathon. So I realised that by not doing a vlog specifically for last week, and I'm only doing this weekend vlog, that I have not updated you on how I've gone with that. Got on with that. Oh my god, with how I've got on with that. So let me update you. So for chapter 2, which was obviously for week for week 2 of the Magical Readathon. My prompt was from mundane to magical reading urban fantasy. Now I picked Queen of Air and Darkness, but it was taking too long. I didn't want to rush through it. I wanted to take my time with the book, but obviously it's holding me up. So I switched up my book to Lock and Key Volume 6, which is Alpha and Omega, the 6th and final in the series. This is a graphic novel, it is a horror, but it's also classified as a contemporary fantasy, which is essentially an urban fantasy. I googled it, I double checked to make sure that that was right, and it is. So I decided to pick this up. I gave this 5 stars, I think. Let me check. Yeah, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was brilliant. Great end to the series. Definitely one that I will reread again in the future. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. So that's what I read for chapter 2. And then for chapter 3, which was obviously last week's prompts, I got read a book with pink or purple on the cover, so I decided to pick up Teen Titans Raven by Cami Garcia. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars as well, another graphic novel, just to make things a bit simpler for myself. But I've really, really loved this, and I can't wait for Cami Garcia to do some more of these. She's doing this whole series, I think, so really excited for her to do some more of these. I think Beast Boys comes out in 2020, so I'm looking. Beast Boy is coming out in 2020, so I'm really looking forward to that. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Teen Titan Beast Boy. So can't wait for that. So I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. And then I also had read a book that has a dedication at the start of it, so I picked Queen of Nothing. So obviously now I've finished this, I've completed chapter 3, which means we can go on to chapter 4, which obviously has gone up. So I'm going to do that now while we're on camera. I won't video the whole process because it will be too difficult for me to edit, and in all honesty I just don't know how I would actually do that. So I'm still working my way through editing and trying to learn. So I will just take pictures basically so that you can see what my prompts are. Welcome to chapter 4. The whole school including the staff seemed to be a bit shaken up about the writing on the castle's wall. Some even cared about Miss Norris, although a majority were glad of the temporary break from the sneaky little monster. Filch has been haunting the castle, looking as lively as Moaning Myrtle. Enemies of the hair beware. What does that mean? Your reading prompt. Read a book that starts with the letter S for Slytherin. Do I have a book on this TBR for this weekend that starts with the letter S? I don't think I do. Damn it. What's the chances of that? We'll find something. So click on Completio. It's the start of Christmas break. Yay! Hey witches and wizards, hope you're enjoying the readathon so far and having a magical December. Magical giveaway. I'd love to treat one of you to a little magical giveaway. Little magical gift since it's winter time, at least at Hogwarts. I'd love for you to be cozier and feel a bit extra magical on a daily basis, so I thought it would be a fun idea to host a little giveaway with the prize of an authentic scarf in colours of your Hogwarts house. This will be purchased from the London Studio Tour Shop. They ship to 50 countries, but just in case you can check here. I hope you know how magical you are. Love, G. Let's continue. Naturally, after the Chamber of Secrets message has appeared and Mrs. Norris has been petrified, all you three were doing was coming up with theories on who was responsible. Ron jumps to the conclusion that it's 100% Malfoy and has been acting aghast whenever Hermione brings up the point against his suspicions. Read a book with plants on the cover. That can be anything from a tree to a flower to an acorn. Okay. There we go. The missing herbs are added, potion turns mint green, and the polyjuice potion is ready for the very last ingredient. Hermione has Slytherin girl's hair that she plucked from her cloak during one of their shared lessons. Ron got crab and you left with Goyle. As you add the hairs to the vials, the potion turns muddy brown and thickens up to the most unappealing lumpy consistency. Yikes, better hurry up. These work best when fresh. Bottoms up. This is a long one today. Hermione runs into the cubicle and insists that you go without her. Not having time to reason with her, you listen. But some dumb luck has got you spotted by Draco himself. Just 5 minutes of wondering with slight panic that you will not find their common room in time. A part of the plan you somehow forgot to think about. Your reading prompt. Read a friend's recommended or favourite book. It could also be a book recommended by a book community member you like. I actually have one for that. Once you turn the corner, you are met with a grim view. There in the middle of the dimly lit corridor is nearly Headless Nick's ghost, but he has an odd shade to him and he's very clearly not his usual self. He seems petrified and behind him lays a Hufflepuff boy from your year. He looks as if he was turned to stone too. What do? Do you approach the scene or do you run before anyone actually sees you? You'll of course make sure that someone does find them soon. Half of the school seems to think that you have something to do with the Chamber of Secrets since you were the one to find Miss Norris. It would be terrible to be found again at another crime scene. No, you can't risk being seen near them alone or approach them. Approach them. Can't leave them. You approach to go slowly, but even as you take the first steps, you hear Filch's dragged footsteps. You look around for a place to hide, but alas, it's too late. He spots you, grins his manic grin, and shakes his finger at you. I did say it was you all along. Mrs. Norris will get justice. Stay right here. I suppose no point in running now. Just wait. Just a moment later, McGonagall gasps as she's met with the crime scene. Follow me. I think you need to speak to the headmaster. Pet the Phoenix. Tweet a photo of your favourite bird, whatever that may be. And hashtag I met Fawkes. Favourite bird. I do like a phoenix. Merlin's pants. What? The bloody bird caught on fire. What? Why do things like this happen when you are near them? That can't be normal. Are you actually an omen of bad luck? Your heart starts beating faster, but you're chuckling. But a chuckling Dumbledore enters the room saying, about time. A new baby phoenix rises from the ashes. The tiniest little chirp escapes its beak, and Dumbledore pets it. Still a bit startled, you sit down nervously, only to be calmed and reassured by Dumbledore, who apparently does not think that you're responsible for the attacks at all, which is a great relief. Congratulations, you have completed chapter 4. Bloody hell, it was a long one, G. Make sure you rest in your dorm until chapter 5 becomes available. If it's already opened, head back to the Winter Magical Readathon homepage and continue on. Accio, first page. So, how many prompts did I get? So, read a book that starts with S for Slytherin. Read a book with plant on the cover. That can be anything from a tree to a flower to an acorn. Read a friend's recommended or favourite book. It could also be a book recommended by a book community member you like. And then tweet a photo of your favourite bird. So 4 prompts, 3 books. So I should probably go and find those and decide what I'm going to be reading. So I shall be back. Okay, I'm back. I have found some books, but this may throw my entire TBR out for the rest of this 36-hour readathon because I actually really want to read these books. So I'm not sure how this is going to work now because I really should read the other books. They weren't originally on my TBR. I should make them a priority. Let me tell you what the books are. So the first reading prompt was to read a book that starts with the letter S for Slytherin. So I want to read Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel. I'm really excited about this. I know it's one of G's favourites. I know the whole series actually is one of her favourites. I think Logan really enjoys it as well. Or is it Massey, Cody's other half? I think it's Massey actually that really enjoys it because I know Cody enjoys this too. So I have managed to get the audio book for this from my library. And it's only 8 hours and 26 minutes long, which I listen on ×2, so you're looking at 4 hours 13 minutes if we're going to be really pedantic about it. So shouldn't take too long to get through this, and I really quite fancy picking it up. So I've heard also, not only that, but I was recommended it this week quite a bit from people because I almost got really slumpy, and people recommended something like this because it's got a cast of narrators. So I think this will be really good for me. I'd really fancy a sci-fi as well. There is a lot of fantasy on this TBR, and the thought of it actually was really stressing me out, and I was considering putting this on, so I'm really glad that that prompt has come up. Then a prompt of read a book with plants on the cover. That can be anything from a tree to a flower to an acorn. Kind of struggle with this a little bit because I didn't really know what to pick up. So I've gone for P.S. I Like You by Casey West. So I know this is cheating a little bit, but there's grass in the background. There's grass in the background, and also these are all trees as well. So I've picked this up. I also have the audio book for this too, which is 6 hours and 56 minutes. So you're looking at like 3.5 hours, which isn't too bad. And the other thing as well about this is that it would break up my TBR for this readathon in the sense that this is actually a contemporary. So again, this would break it up a little bit. So I may pick this up today as well, we will see. And then the final prompt is, well, not the final prompt, the final actual reading prompt is to read a friend's recommended or favourite book. It could also be a book recommended by a book community member you like. So I'm already partway through Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Ames. This is one of Cody's favourite books. She's obsessed with it. She's recommended it to me several times, and she's actually buzzing, well, she was last time I spoke to her, that I'd started this, which was a couple of weeks ago. So I haven't told her since that I haven't gotten any further with it, but I am planning on getting further with it. So again, this is another audio read for me, but I'm really enjoying it so far. And my plan, like I mentioned earlier on, well, last night before this readathon started, was to get to page 303 anyway. So I think I'm still going to go ahead and do that. I can't remember how long I said that would take though. Did I work that out? Yeah, 3 hours and 36 minutes. So my day could be consumed by these, to be perfectly honest, today. Which I'm not mad about. There's a lot I could be doing, but in all honesty, I'd probably just sit here and follow with the books. I'm really enjoying doing that quite a bit, to be perfectly honest. It's really, really good. So I think there are possibilities, but the thing about these is that I can listen to the audio while following the book. With the book, I'm a very visual person. I think I've mentioned this already, that I like to stick a bookmark in and see where I'm at, even if I'm not following with the book. Whereas with The Last Wish, I don't have the book, and I was thinking about getting the Kindle so that I could follow on the ebook, so I could follow on the Kindle, but it's like $5.99, and I just a little bit resent paying that, you know, for an ebook. So I don't know what my plan will be. Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. I have done quite some heavy fantasy there with I know Escaping from Houdini isn't necessarily deemed fantasy, but I read that early hours this morning, and then I've read Becoming the Dark Prince straight after, and then obviously I've read Queen of Nothing. So I think maybe I've had my fill of fantasy a little bit. Maybe I might go on to one of these two and just break it up a little bit and try and get through one of these two, possibly. I might even try and pick this up as well, which is Midnight at the Electric. So we're going to see how this goes anyway. I might, you know what I'm like, I might jump from book to book, but we'll see how this goes. But yeah, I'll keep you posted anyway. My Pop-Tart's gone cold, so yum. And I'll check back in with you later. Bye. It is now 9 PM. We are on hour 21 of the 36-hour readathon. Is that right? I think so. I have just finished Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel. I've given this 4 stars. It was probably a 3 for me till the very, very end, literally till the epilogue. I enjoyed it. I've listened to the audiobook because I was recommended the audiobook after being such a big fan of the audiobook for the Illuminae Files, and this is a cast, like a full cast of people again doing the audiobook, which I really enjoy, full cast books. So this is done in not as much multimedia as Illuminae Files, but again it's done in like interview format, if you like. And then like diary recording format as well, so some of the characters will, you know, make diary recordings essentially, and there's transcripts for those. So it's done in a similar sort of way to Illuminae Files, but not, if that makes sense. So I did enjoy the formatting of it. However, the only thing I struggle with this a little bit is that it is very political, and I am not a political person. I don't follow politics. I don't get involved with it. I understand it's important, and I understand the relevance of it, and I 100% like respect people that are involved in politics or enjoy politics. They enjoy discussing it. However, I do not. I just find it a bit boring. So for that reason, it's not a 5-star, and it was going to be a 3-star, but the ending, the epilogue, really got me intrigued, and I do want to pick the next one up, which is, I've got the audio for as well from the library. I can't remember what it's called now. Waking Gods, and then the third one's called Only Humans. I have both of those on audio from my library, so I can read them. I don't have the physical book though, so I can't really follow, which is a bit of a shame. Might have to see if I can get the physical book, but there was a point partway through this that I was like, I'm not even going to bother carrying on with the series because it's too political for me and it's driving me a bit mad. But the backstory is there and I really enjoy the sci-fi side of it, but I just feel for me there wasn't enough of the sci-fi element. It was more politics, and I struggle with that. I don't enjoy it. I like the sci-fi side of things. I don't really want the politics side of things. I don't mind it if it's in there a little bit, because obviously with the sci-fi things like this, even Illuminae Files, there was a bit of politics going on in there, but it wasn't the main focus, if that makes sense, whereas I feel like it was quite heavily focused on the politics in this. So for that reason it wasn't a 4, and for that reason it was going to be a 3-star all the way through, or a 3.5 stars to be honest. But then the epilogue happened and I was like, okay, well, I'm intrigued enough to want to read the next one and it's got my attention now, so I think I'm gonna give it 4. So that's my plan with that. This now fills the prompt for chapter 4 to read a book with S on the cover for Slytherin, with a title, read a book that starts with S for Slytherin. So Sleeping Giants, tick. So that's another book done for my 36-hour readathon. I think next I'm going to pick up actually P.S. I Like You by Casey West. I wanted to say Lindsay Kelgan, sorry Casey. P.S. I Like You by Casey West. This is for the prompt for chapter 4 of read a book with plants on the cover. So I'm cheating a little bit. It's got grass on the cover and in the background these are all trees. I know it's very, very dark. You probably can't see that properly, but just believe me, the trees. So yeah, I think this one should be a nice easy read because it's contemporary romance, and I just kind of feel like I might need that right now because I've had quite a bit of fantasy, and then this was obviously sci-fi but political, a bit of fantasy as well. So I think I'm going to pick this up. I also have the audio for this as well. I'm just obsessed with audiobooks at the moment. I'm really enjoying listening to the audiobook whilst following with the book, especially if the narrators are good. So I'm enjoying that process because if I'm going to sit and read it anyway, I might as well listen to the audiobook if it's available and it's not going to cost me anything. So that's what I'm planning on doing. And P.S. I Like You. Let's do this. Hey team, it is midnight. Oh, it's 5 to midnight on Sunday night. So obviously we'll be going into Monday, but I just thought I would very quickly just give a quick like stat on how Sunday has gone. So the last 24 hours, and then obviously 12 hours till midday tomorrow afternoon, and then I'll do a proper wrap up. So just stats wise, I finished 4 books. One of those was a physical, well, an e-arc, and 3 of those were audiobooks. I have read for 15.5 hours in the last 24 hours, which I don't think is too bad. But I have done a little bit of messing about, more than I probably should have, to be honest. But at least I've given myself some time away from books, if that makes sense. I slept for 4 hours. And I have read 947 pages, so that's not too bad. I am part way through my 5th book, so this is P.S. I Like You by Casey West, and I'm currently on page 193. I am here. I don't think I've got too much longer to go on this actually. I am listening to it on audio, which is actually really good. I'm enjoying the audio, I'm enjoying the book in general. And it says there are 2 hours left, so I don't know if that's 2 hours something. It's on script and it never specifies how long that is, so that could be like 2 hours 54 minutes, it could be more like 3 hours at this rate, I don't know. But yeah, so I reckon in the next, I don't know, 2 hours or so I will be finished with this. I'm listening to it on times 2, so I reckon by like 1:30 I should be finished with this, which is cool. And then that's my phone vibrating, probably Siobhan catching up. Yes, it is. Posted anyway. I'll update you before I go to bed instead of in the morning, I think. So yes, I shall check back in with you then. Okay, I'm about to go up to bed. I'm not going up to sleep, I'm just going to go up to have a some different scenery. I've been sat here all day, which you've probably noticed from my vlogging, so I'm going to go up, but I'm not taking my camera with me. I'll leave it down here. So I just wanted to update you on where I'm at with my reading. So it's 5 to 2 now, 2 hours since I last updated you. I have finished P.S. I Like You by Casey West. I love this. I thought it was so good. I really enjoyed it. It was cute, it was fluffy, it was just what I needed. I'm really getting into Casey West's writing, so this is only the second of her books that I've read. Yeah, I've loved everything so far that she's written. I have given 5 stars. So yeah, I have given this 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was very good. I liked that it was related to music as well, like anything that's related, books that are related to music or have books in them, whether it be a bookshop or it's about another book or it's got an author in it or something like that. I really enjoy, so I did love this. And then I've just decided as well, I finished this, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, so I've just decided as well to, I'm all over the place with this vlog because I mentioned several times that I was going to go on to Muse of Nightmares after this, but I've decided not to. I have decided to go for The Last Wish. I do really want to read this. So I think I mentioned before, I can't remember, that I don't own the book for this, the physical book for this. I've got the audio book, which I've gotten from Audible. So I have spent like a sorry if I keep blinking, I'm so tired. I have spent a credit on it, so I don't own the physical book, and I was going to buy it, so I went on this morning to go and buy it in the hope that it would come tonight or tomorrow. However, it's down for like, it's going to be like a month before it turns up. I think everyone's just gone batshit crazy for it because The Witch has come out on Netflix, so I think everyone's gone mad for the book, and now it's going to be like a month before it comes, so I haven't bought it. Then I went to see how much the Kindle was, because I think I've mentioned before that I am a very visual person, so I like to know where I'm up to in a book. So if I'm listening to an audiobook, I usually have a copy of the book as well, so I can put a bookmark in and see how long I've got to go. I know the audio, whatever platform you're using usually tells you how long you've got left, but I do like to see it physically in a book as well. So because I don't have the physical book, I was then going to buy the audio book, so the Kindle, so I could follow with the Kindle as well, because I've been really enjoying listening to the book but while following reading, if that makes sense. It's turning me into a bit of a lazy reader, but I'm enjoying doing it. However, it was $5.99 for the Kindle book, and I just refused to pay it. I'd already paid for the audio book with a credit on Audible, so I refused to pay $5.99. Anyway, this has been me the whole day. I've been like, I don't know what to do about The Last Wish because I want to have the book when I'm reading it. So I've been avoiding picking it up. Anyway, I was about to go on to, I've looked on all of my platforms to see if I can get it, if it's on somewhere else, you know, like, not for free because I'm still paying for my other platforms, but to see if it's on any of my other platforms that I use for audio and ebooks, but it's not there. So anyway, I've gone back onto Amazon because I was just going to pay it, so that I had it to follow on with in my Kindle. It's down to 99p. I'm absolutely buzzing my head off, so excited about it. So I've just purchased that, which is really good. I've had a couple of bargain Kindle books actually this weekend. So I got Becoming the Dark Prince by Kara Maniscalco, and now I've just got The Last Wish, so that's really good. Both of them are 99p, and it's meaning that I'm using my Kindle, which is great because since I bought this I haven't used it, which is just, you know, awesome. So I'm getting some use out of it now. Maybe it will help me fall back in love with this thing because it's been a pain in the ass, and I've been really falling behind with my NetGalley books for that reason, because I don't want to pick them up. Look, you can see my tree. So yes, I'm gonna go up to bed and listen to this now, following my Kindle. Do you know what's really good about this as well, with it being my Fire tablet? I don't know how this will actually work, but because I've got Audible on here as well, I can listen to the audiobook whilst following all on my Kindle, which is cool. But I don't know if it might highlight it in the Kindle app as you're going through. I don't know. That would make me an excessively lazy reader. But yes, it's 2 AM, so I'm gonna go up and listen to that. I was only gonna stick around for like till 3 o'clock, but that's still my aim. But I think we're just gonna see how I get on. I am really tired now, but I think I can do another hour, which should get me about 2 hours into the audiobook, which is good, because I'm listening to it on ×2. My back's killing. Up and go to bed now. Read for a bit and then sleep. So I will see you in the morning. Hi team, I hope you're all well. Today is Monday. I fucked up. It's now 2:30. I woke up at 11:30, so I got no reading done this morning apart from a little bit of The Last Wish. So yeah, I royally effed up. It sounds like I slept through my alarms because I set one at 7:30 and one at 8 o'clock, and my phone, I must have turned the alarms off because my phone was on the pillow next to me when my brother rang at 11:30 and woke me up, and it lives on the floor. Like in the evening I put it on charge on the floor next to my bed because I don't like it vibrating in the night on my unit, so I put it on the floor because I can't hear it then. The only problem with that is that my alarm is further away from me. So anyway, I slept through my alarm. It's just one of them things. I always do this on readathons, whether they're 24-hour or 48. The following day I always sleep through, so it's standard really. But let's wrap this up, tell you what I did manage to read and how I got on with my 36-hour readathon. So I do have some random stats for you. I didn't get as much reading done as I'd hoped, but it's fine. It's okay. It's fine. So I read, so the total stats that I've got are, I read 1,132 pages. I finished 5 books. One of those was a physical book and 4 of those were audio, but I also got partway through a 5th audio book as well. I read apparently for 19 hours. I feel like it was longer than that, and it must have been over 20 hours, but I don't know. And I slept for 12 and a half, so I mean, maybe it wasn't, because I did, obviously I've got time then where, you know, I've had a shower or I've had some tea and I've watched a bit of TV and took a break. So yeah, maybe 19 hours is about right, because then 12 and a half would make it 31 and a half. So yeah, then there's like 4.5 hours unaccounted for then. Is that right? Yeah, 4.5 hours unaccounted for. So yeah, that makes sense. So 19 hours read, 12.5 hours slept, which is way more than what I was hoping for. Anyway, so the books that I finished were Escaping from Houdini by Kerry Maniscalco. I gave this 4 stars. I really loved it. I'm loving this series, and I think Audrey Rose Wadsworth and Thomas Cresswell are one of my new favourite couples, like book couples. This got 4 instead of 5 stars, only because what I feel is an unnecessary love triangle was thrown into this, and I just didn't think there was any need for it. So I semi-understand why she's done it, because obviously it can't be perfect all the time, but it irritated me. There was no need for it. I got frustrated. I didn't like it, so that knocked it down a star for me, unfortunately. But I love the series. I'm so excited to continue with it. I've only got Capturing the Devil left to read, so I'm very excited. I really hope that she does another one, well, continues with it, because this series could go a long way, you know. So yeah, really loved that. Give it 4 out of 5 stars. Then following on from that, I ended up reading Becoming the Dark Prince, which is a like novella that is in between Escaping from Houdini and Capturing the Devil. In fact, it actually crosses over with Escaping from Houdini. It's just that it's from Thomas Cresswell's side. I loved that. It was only 64 pages long, not very long at all, but I just loved it. It gave us an insight into Thomas Cresswell's head, and I think it actually made me feel I don't feel better at all actually about the unnecessary love triangle, but it was nice to get Thomas's view on that. So I really enjoyed that. It was really good. I gave that 5 out of 5 stars, so I absolutely loved that. Then I read Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. The reason it got 4 out of 5 stars, I loved it. I loved everything about it. There was nothing I hated in it at all. It was a slow burn at the beginning. I know I've just watched Lexi's video. I'll leave a link to it down below for her cozy readathon, and she loves this series a lot. And she was saying she got part way through, she had like 100 pages to go or something, and she was saying that she was struggling with it because she wasn't getting enough Jude and Carden, which I completely understand. But I'm screaming at the video, continue with it, because it picks up and it's there. It's everything that you want is in the back of the book. Like towards the end, just continue with it, stick with it, because it's all there. Just do it. And she did, thank God. But yeah, this is what I would say to you. If you haven't picked this up yet, or you're planning on doing so very, very soon, just stick with it. It's a slow burn in the beginning. You don't get a lot of Jude and Carden interacting, but it's there. In the end, it is there. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. The reason it didn't get 5 was just solely on the basis that, I don't know, sometimes I get this feeling where I'm like, oh my fucking God, I loved that book. Like, 1,000,000%, freaking loved it. To be honest, I think it's a 4.5. I really, really loved it. There was nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't give me that sense of, yes, this is a 5-star read, if that makes sense. So 4.5, I really, really enjoyed it. Then I read Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel. This is a sci-fi that follows a woman. As a child, she falls into a metal hand, like a robot's hand, and then she grows up to become a doctor and like in sciences, and she is investigating this metal hand. They end up bringing the rest of the body together. It is a robot that was like millions and millions of years ago, and well, not millions of years ago, thousands and thousands of years ago, and it's told in interview format, if you like, and diary format as well, similarly to Illuminae, but not as exciting, if you like. I struggled with this. I ended up, I think yesterday I mentioned my rating was 4 stars. I brought it down to 3.5. I really struggled with it. It was good. I got through it. I will continue with the series because the endings got me very, very intrigued. However, it wasn't as sci-fi as I hoped it would be. There was a lot more politics went into this, and war base and things like that, and I struggled with that a lot. I thought it was going to be more sci-fi based. I am hoping that the following 2 books will have more sci-fi in them. I do want to continue with it, but we'll have to see. But yeah, I did pick this up. This also completed chapter 4 for me for one of my prompts for chapter 4, which was to read a book with an S, starting with an S for Slytherin, so Sleeping Giants for that. And then I picked up P.S. I Like You by Casey West. I gave this 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. This is following a girl who is a songwriter. She writes some lyrics on her desk because her teacher's told her she's not allowed to bring a notebook into class anymore because she's never making notes about class in chemistry. She's just writing songs. So he's told her she's not allowed to bring it in class anymore. She started writing on the table, and somebody has replied to her lyrics with the next line. So she gets talking, if you like, writing to this person. They start writing notes to each other and sticking them under the table, and every day she goes to chemistry class and picks a note up and writes back to them. They write back to her, and it's finding out who that person is. It's really, really good. I really, really enjoyed it. It's I was going to tell you what trope it was then, but that might spoil it. I did guess who it was very, very early on in the book. It is kind of predictable, but nonetheless it gave me a lot of enjoyment. I really love Casey West's writing, and yeah, I reckon I'm going to enjoy everything that she writes. I just really, really liked it. I don't care that it was predictable. It was just mushy, and it's what I needed. So I really enjoyed it. 5 out of 5 stars. I do recommend. And again, this filled another prompt for chapter 4 for the Winter Magical Readathon. Read a book with plants on the cover. This has got grass on it and all of this dark stuff behind it. You won't be able to see it proper, but the trees. So plants. Then I last night, at the very last minute, well, early hours of this morning actually, at the very last minute I picked up The Last Wish. I don't have a copy of it. I will show it here. I'm listening to it on audio, but also following with the Kindle, because I am a visual person and I'm very, very strange. I got to page 51 of that, so I didn't get very far at all, but I've got about 8 hours 40 minutes or something left of the audio, so I'm going to listen to that today while wrapping up presents, because I have a lot of presents to wrap. I'm giving some out today, and then obviously tomorrow, today is Christmas Eve, tomorrow I am going to my family, so I need to do that. That was my 36-hour readathon. I'm pretty happy with that, to be fair, because I read quite a few books. Like, don't get me wrong, I was already part way through Queen of Nothing and Escaping Houdini, but I've managed to get through them and finish them. I also managed to finish 2 complete novels as well, because these 2 I hadn't started. In fact, I only picked them up yesterday and decided to read them yesterday because of chapter 4 for the Winter Magical Readathon, and then I finished a novella as well, so I'm really happy with that. And I read over 1,000 pages, which, to be fair, I started off by saying that my aim was over 500 and I've smashed that, so yeah, really happy with that. So I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it, because I had a blast this weekend. If you have enjoyed this video, if you have, please give it a like down below. Comment in the comment section as well. Let's have a chat. Let me know what you thought of these books if you've read them, and let's have a natter. And please subscribe if you haven't already done so, because I would really appreciate it. And I hope to see you around for the next one. Bye for now.